Hello, this is RJ Austria. I will be your lecturer about leadership. I am happily married. My wife is happy and I am married. We've been married for 2 years and I have 10 years in experience in leadership. So what will I will be teaching to you is about leadership, both in experience and in theory. Okay. So first, let me start with the three observations I have about leaders. Okay, first, the yes leader. So I will allow you to ponder where you belong to these three kinds of leaders. Okay, the yes leader. This yes leader accepts every suggestions and wants to please the people she is serving. Okay, so his leadership is fun for the people he is working with, but he has hard time correcting ill behavior. His chosen path is always flight. When argument arises, he doesn't want to offend anyone, thus making his her leadership as weak. This kind of leaders doesn't like shaking the boat. He leaves every place with no enemy or no people angry at him or her. Okay? So that's the first leader. The second leader is the change leader. The leader who always wants a change, excited to apply everything that he learned at school or something that doesn't in line with his or principle and framework needs to be changed no matter what it takes. He wants to execute ASAP. He wants to change now. He will not wait for others. He will do it even if it takes doing it alone or removing all incompetent people under him. He kills creativity by not allowing his people make any mistake. Opinionated leader, he thinks he knows all. Therefore, she is always right. That's the second kind of leader. He wants to change everything right away once he's in the position. Okay? And the last kind of leader that I observe is this, the leader who knows its people, who knows who they are serving. This person studies the place first, and then the people she will be working with. Look at the personalities and deal with individual uniquely. He crafts his suggestions where it can be adopted and can be accepted by the people he is leading. He doesn't use power to lead. He uses common sense. He is not in hurry of change and gradually apply what he thinks want the organization needs, what the organization needs. He builds relationship, then he executes plans. He doesn't correct people that he doesn't have relationship with yet. She wants to build up her character towards to the people. Then when people knows him, her, she can instruct with conviction. He opens the place for creativity. He respects the excellence of the people around him. He knows how to micromanage and macromanage people. She understands that creativity can only be born in a place where mistakes are open and can be done without demoralizing and insulting the person who made the mistake. This leader knows how to laugh at her mistakes. She is not afraid to make any mistake. Her decisions are supported by the people. So when they make mistake, the leader takes responsibility. He doesn't plan for the company. He looks at the strength of the company and its people, then capitalizes on it. The strength of the company dictates her plan. With this in mind, let us give our best to be the third kind of leader who doesn't have any preconceived ideas about what company should look like, but looks at the people and understand what the company can look like. So we will be covering 10 topics. So if we want to be that kind of leader, if you want to be that kind of leader, I am not saying I am a perfect leader. I am not. I am still growing. I am still learning. And until now, I am trying to be the better leader in my family, in my workplace, and to the people that I'm leading. So we are all learners, and these are the things that I want to share to you. Okay, our greatest need. No nation can be greater than the character of its leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. That's according to John Maxwell. The quality of leadership, more than any other single factor, determines the success or failure of an organization. That's from Improving Leadership Effectiveness from Fiedler and Martin. No organization is stronger than the quality of its leadership. So now we understand the importance of leadership, the need for leadership, because everything rises and falls on leadership. You cannot blame the people below you. You can only take the responsibility for every member that fails. Okay? So maybe you are so tired as a leader. You cannot let even one suggestion get approved by the leadership. Every time you suggest, it's always turned down. So I think we need to understand who we are working with. We need to know who wants this kind. And we need to know how to deliver the message, the change that we want to create. Okay? So that's for the leaders. When people turn down your ideas, it doesn't mean it's bad. Maybe you have not crafted it well. That's why they did not accepted your suggestion. Okay? So the timing is also very important. Okay, now the purpose of leadership. Great necessities call forth great leaders. Okay? So if you have a leader who can bring you to earn 100,000 monthly, the same leader cannot bring you to 1 million monthly, because that kind of leader is measured, his capabilities can only work with 100,000. Okay? So once there's a great necessity, you need to call great leaders. Sometimes it's not about hiring many people. It's about hiring one person. For example, you want to give a salary of $300,000. Okay? You want to give that kind of salary. And you want to divide it by 10. So instead of hiring 10, then you can hire one. But the person's quality can bring you higher. Okay? It's that person can bring you to scale up. Okay? So that's leadership. We need to find that kind of people. Okay, what kind of leadership are we looking for? It's a leadership of excellence or maximized leadership. Okay, when I say excellence, it means competence, character, and vision. Okay? So competence is maximize abilities. You maximize all your abilities. Whatever you have, you maximize it. Whatever that person has, he maximizes it. Every time there's a shop open, there's always a second shop opens beside it, and they start competing with each other. Here in the Philippines, when we once we see a McDonald's, then there's another Jollibee. That's a Filipino version of McDonald's. and they keep competing because a business that is not growing, that is not competing, is a dying business. So we need to find the best people to compete for our company, for your company. Okay, so that is competence. I remember the story of Netflix, No Rule Rules, their book, the 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 founder wrote it, the No Rule Rules. When they experience that downtrend, when they have experienced lack of funds, they remove, they call it the average employees. They remove all the average employees. Okay? And after they remove all the average employees, and what's left is the excellent, the competent. Of course, at first, the people were murmuring and this and that. But the owner was shocked. Why? Because after they remove the bad tomatoes, you know what happened next? The company grew even faster. Because when the owner went to the place, the workplace, he got surprised. The people were working double time. The load of 5 people can be done by one person. There's no time for chit chat. Everything is giving their best. Everyone is giving their best. And as if there's no one who's influencing them. There's no negative influence around them. In short, if you have 10 competent people and you mix one incompetent in that team, that one person can drag the performance of the rest. That's why it is important to bring this kind of person, this competent person. Okay? A person who wants to maximize his or her abilities. Character, mature, moral, and relational habits. There are people who are so gifted, right? Talented, but they are an ass. They are they are using their intelligence and being a jerk to people. She becomes a jerk, arrogant, proud, and it destroys the relationship within the team. That's when you fill the place with all competent people without character. No mature moral and relational habits. Doesn't like working with people, then that is also a big trouble out there. Okay? And the third one is vision. So excellence is competence, character, and vision. Vision is a committed pursuit of excellence in service. Okay? So this vision, this person, has a plan in mind. Okay? Once you give him a task, he will finish it, he will complete it. Okay? So these three should go and must come together. You see, competence without character leads to abuse. Competence, you are good at everything, you are good in what you are doing, but you don't have character, that leads to abuse. You look down on people that doesn't do it your way. Okay? You look down on others. So, competence without character leads to abuse. And once you have character but you don't have competence, that leads to ineffectiveness. You are filling your company with good people, friendly people, but they are not doing what they are called to do. When pandemic hits, those kind of people will be the first one to be kicked out. The layoff people, the good ones. Because we will keep the people who will bring in money to our company. And most of the time, that's the sales and the competent people. Okay, so character without competence leads to ineffectiveness. So it's like the left wing and the right wing of a plane. Competence and character should always go together. Competence and character without vision leads to nowhere. You have competence, you have character, but you don't have vision. It will lead you nowhere. Okay, you will not reach anything. Your strength, your character, your excellence, your competence, it just leads you to circle because you don't have any direction and you need that vision. Okay? So again, excellence, that's the kind of leadership we are looking for. And in this series, this course, we will be able to deal with these things. Okay? So, character, competence, and vision. So, what is leadership? Leadership is influence. Okay? It's not a position. Leadership is not found in position. It is found in action and influence. Okay? So, once you are newly leader, appointed manager, appointed supervisor in this place, your first task is to find the influential person in that place. And you use their influence. You lead the people through that person's influence. Okay? And then gradually, you get your authority, you get your influence from the people, then you can lead. Okay? Because leadership is not found in position. You will just be disheartened. You will just be discouraged when people don't listen to you. Because you are so excited in leading, yet you did not gain the respect. Okay? So leadership is any attempt to influence another individual or group. Okay? So who can be a leader? Sociologist tells us that even the most introverted individual will influence 10,000 other people during his or her lifetime. Okay? Each one of us both influencing and being influenced by others. That means that all of us are leading in some areas while in other areas we are being led. John Maxwell, developing the leaders within you. So leadership maximizes you. The principle of success and the principle of leadership are related. You want to be successful? That's the same principle. Be a great leader. Learning to be an effective leader empowers you to succeed in life. The challenge of leadership releases your potentials to the maximum. In short, it helps bring out the best in you. Okay, that's what leadership does. It brings out the best in you. And leadership maximizes others as well. Leadership maximizes others at it maximizes the leaders. Non-leaders focus on problems they see in people. Leaders focus on potentials they see in people. Leadership is unlocking people's potential to become better. That's from a US Senator, Bill Bradley. Leaders help others to succeed. If human beings are perceived as potential rather than problems, as possessing strengths instead of weaknesses, as unlimited rather than dull and unresponsive, then they thrive and grow to their capabilities. A leader's role is to raise people's expectation for what they can become and to release their energies so they will try to get there. That's David Gergen. Okay? Leadership produces leaders. You're being a leader when you produce other leader. I start with the premise that the function of leadership is to produce more leaders, not more followers. Ralph Nader. The number one failure of leaders is their face. Dr. Jack Elwood. Leadership that does not self-reproduce is failed leadership. The greatest achievement of leaders is to produce better leaders than themselves. Okay, that is our task, to bring best people, better than us. Okay, so what does it take to be an effective leader? Success is not something to be pursued. It is attracted by the person that you become. That's from Jim Rohn, America's foremost business philosopher and consultant. You already have all that it takes to become successful leader. Leadership is realizing to the full all the potential that God has built into you. Okay? Desire to be a better person, determination to be a better person, dedication to be a better person, and expectation that you will become that better person. Okay, do not pursue success. Pursue excellence, and success will be your best friend. Pursue excellence, and success will run after you. You will never lack any good things when you pursue excellence. People, your coworkers can take credit of your work, but they cannot duplicate it. They cannot do it. They can just take credit. But once you're gone, they cannot do it anymore because it is you who did it. Okay? So that is our introduction for 10 hacks to maximize leadership.